We are Team JMD. Today we want to talk about one of our most hated graphic on the internet, the loading spinner. Um, our project is called Continuum UI. Our goal is very simple but kind of ambitious. We want to eliminate the anxiety of waiting on the web. We are not trying to make the internet faster, which is an engineering problem. We are trying to make the internet feel faster, which is a design problem. We propose replacing unpredictable delays with optimistic transitions that keep users oriented and in control. Let's start with a feeling we all know. Let's say you're browsing a website or customizing a pair of sneakers or looking at a 3D portfolio, which is like graphically intensive. You click a button and then nothing. You get a frozen white screen or maybe a spinning wheel that loops for 3, 4, or at least 5 seconds sometimes. Um, in our research, we define this moment as hard stop. It's a bottleneck where immersive flow breaks. The problem isn't that you are waiting, the problem is the uncertainty that the user feels when it's happening. You don't know if the site is thinking or if it's actually broken or crashed or something. um, Now, where does this happen most often? Like, it happens in the places where visual quality matters the most, right? We are thinking of high fidelity visual platforms. Think of e-commerce configurators or like immersive portfolios or like immersive web experiences like Google Earth. These experiences are built for high performance computers, but users are accessing them on older laptops, phones, or slow internet in places all across the world. That gap between the design ambition and the user's hardware is where the frustration lives. So our vision is we approached a very different way to solve this. We thought of fixing the waiting without rewriting the laws of physics. We defined the solution like we developed a solution called active waiting. This is just an idea still, which is like a pre-visualization design system. It's like a pattern library. Here's how it works. Imagine you click on a very heavy 3D object. Instead of showing you a graphic spinner, it just or it's saying just hold on. It just shows a low fidelity blueprint or a wireframe of that object. Think of it like sketching. I'm going to draw a house or something. um you aren't like anxious while this is happening, you're just watching the process. So the benefit of this vision is you'll get instant feedback. The wireframe loads instantly and the brain says, okay, this is working. This is where the bridge lies. While the workflow itself is heavy, high resolution textures are downloading in the background, and the user is already looking at the object. They're oriented. And then the final reveal, like how you see in this sneaker example that we've given, this is just a vision. The blueprint loads first, and then the low textures load first, and then the shadow maps and the reflections load at the end. We are effectively trying to eliminate the bottleneck. We turn like a 5 second delay into maybe, let's say, a 1 or 2 second delay, while the user is still in control. To make this successful, we have three specific design goals for our prototype. Um, we wanted to create the illusion of immediacy, which means the system must react instantly to the input. Even if the data isn't there yet, the visuals must respond immediately. We aim to reduce user anxiety, and we aim for seamless aesthetic continuity, which is like the transition from a wireframe or the blueprint to the final render, which it shouldn't look like a glitch, but it should look like a deliberate design choice, like the website is building right in front of your eyes while making it aesthetic and like amusing.
Now, let's look at the target users. To understand who benefits from this, we look at two specific personas. First, our primary user is the designer. Alex's main struggle is that they lack a standardized way to design these active waiting states. They spend time creating high fidelity interfaces only to be frustrated when engineering constraints like slow data loading break the immersion they worked so hard to build. Second, we have the end user Jordan. Jordan represents anyone on older hardware or simply someone with a low patience threshold. When Jordan sees a frozen screen or a generic spinner, They perceive the site as broken or unresponsive, leading them to abandon the experience entirely. We are solving Alex's design problem to fix Jordan's retention problem. So, what's the solution? We are proposing a pre visualization design system. Think of this as a library interface of patterns that designers can use to mask loading delays. For our MVP, we aren't building every possible pattern immediately. Instead, we are focusing on core set of loading and transition animations that demonstrate how to handle bottlenecks effectively. We will specifically focus on three high friction areas: content loading, form submissions, and buffering states. Our goal is to provide a blueprint view that gives users instant feedback rather than leaving them in the dark. How do we prove this actually works? We are using a quantitative method called the 5-second perception test. We will show participants two side by side videos of the loading sequences. Video A will use a standard generic spinner. Video B will use our new blueprint animation. Both videos will be exactly 5 seconds long. The core question we will ask is simple: which version fell shorter? Even though the time is identical, we are measuring perceived latency. We want to see our design reduces the user's anxiety and makes the wait feel faster, giving them confidence that the system is working. This is the timeline we will be following. Week 1 to 3 is for user interviews and persona validation. 4 to 5 is for concept development and sketches. 5 to 8 is for animation generation, prototyping, and motion exploration. Week 9 will be for A B testing with the users, and 10 is the final analysis and documentation. The tools and technology that we will be using are Figma for prototyping and interaction design, Gemini for generating motion concepts from shared prompts, Procreate for sketching concepts and visual explorations, and then FigJam for brainstorming and analysis. Thank you for your time. Feel free to ask any questions.